is Cold Talks. Tune in. We're chatting about family and friends. Relationship goes together to the end. This is Cold Talks. Tune in.
What's going on, everybody? This is Cold Talks. I'm D,
And I'm Julie, so
and it's 10 years today, 3/15/13.
yep, today.
10 years.
You ain't do oh my god, babe. You don't know the handshake?
Yeah, I
It's
think
been
so.
10 years. Yeah. Mm. That was embarrassing.
No, I thought you was gonna do like what the boys be like. My little handshake
Which
with
one?
the boys, like the. That's one of
You're
ours.
embarrassing me on TV.
Okay.
Podcast.
Yes.
YouTube.
But YouTube. But
All that.
definitely 10 years. And today, man, we just wanted to reflect back on how do we get to this point. Of course, everybody kind of understand and know how we got together, but I think the journey up to this point, um, it's been definitely self-fulfilling. We grew together as individuals, as a couple. And I think one of the biggest things that we had to learn, I personally believe, and I'll let you get your chance to tell me yours, but I personally believe that the biggest thing that we had to learn along the way is we're individuals outside of being parents. And once we realize that, I think everything was a lot better.
Yeah.
In terms of us also getting to know each other continuously, because I think one misconception about marriage and relationships is the constant learning and growing, and you have to adjust with the growth
Yeah.
of the other person. Um, what you think?
Yeah. I agree because we tend to forget because I think all couples kind of like go into that whole parent mode and it just be like strictly about the kids all the time and what the children got going on and their different schedules, they're playing sports and stuff like that, activities after school that you kind of like along the way forget about your spouse, your partner, the person you made these babies with in the
Yeah.
first place. So yeah, I agree. You gotta learn how to decipher between the two and bring them all together into one. So,
And I also believe that in life there's so many different categories and aspects that make it one. Because we can't forget about the grind. You as a soldier, me as a entrepreneur, truck driver, um, different areas I dib and dab in order to be successful. We had the tendency of to get so knee deep into our fields,
yeah.
and
Oh yeah.
something has to sacrifice in a relationship, whether it's parenting, the relationship, or both, because you're such a perfectionist that you don't, you know what I'm saying? Something has to get on the back burner. And it's usually family, because it's easier to tell the family because the job ain't scared to ask you for more. But the family gonna try to understand as much as possible. For example, with me, I remember I was just over the road, and I just couldn't understand what the issue was of me being gone so much, but y'all needed me.
Mm-hmm.
And I continue to tell you, hey, listen, give me, another year, give me another 2 years, whatever the situation is. And I promise you, we going to get what we need. I'm going to be home.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of went over that mark, But it was until I started missing football games and, you know, those conversations over the phone um, with y'all, you know, it was like, babe, I'm kind of got a show I'm looking at, you know, I'm going to call you back.
Yeah.
Or the boys, you know, didn't jump as they used to with me being, you know, on the phone like it used to, and me coming home and they like, oh, hey, Dad. It's
Yeah.
like, Dad, sure. You know what I'm saying? I had to realize, like, I'm putting my family on the back burner, and it's a sacrifice I don't want to make anymore, and so I pivoted. So, what about you? What you think?
Yeah. Same with the army. The army. One thing about the army don't care. Like as far as like pulling, asking for more, they'll take and they'll take and they'll take and they'll take. As long as you give. And then another thing that I hate about the army, I don't know if it's like this in the private sector or civilian sector or whatever, because I never really worked a civilian job other than like a little daycare in high school. But um, the soldiers that are good, that don't mind getting dirty, don't mind working late or working hard, they tend to make them work more. They dig into them. They ask them for more and more and more and more and more and more and more. Right now, me and another guy in our office, we're like done for the year as far as like our mission, and they still want more. They want more. They still want us to make those phone calls. They still want us to make those text messages. They still want us to engage the community, and they just want more and more and more. We still working late and stuff like that, and it wasn't until you was like, dang, you done for the year. Like, why you working like you behind? You like ahead a whole year. So, you need to tell them people you got stuff going on. You know what I mean? Like today our anniversary, and you automatically supposed to get your anniversary off. And I was telling them that I wasn't coming to work tomorrow, and they was looking at me like, "What do you mean you ain't coming to work tomorrow?" I say, um, it's my 10th wedding anniversary. I'm not coming to work. We don't work on those in that day, on that day or whatever. And they was like, you put a pass in, you put in leave. No, I never did.
Yeah.
The last 9 of them, I never did. I told you guys when it was. I showed you confirmation with my marriage license, and I took the day off. Like, what are we doing? I'm ahead, but if you hadn't said nothing, like, man, what the, or I hadn't recognized that I had been giving,
Yeah.
I probably would have went to work today. You know what I'm saying? So I agree. Again, agreed.
So with all that being said, it's like it's just so many different aspects of it, and you have to just carry that along year after year after year after year, and you still have to be a father, still have to be a wife, sister, son, you know, so many different things. But let's start at the beginning. Um, I can remember when you say one of the biggest. I think one of the biggest people I was scared to meet, and you know, you told me it was like, listen, this is your test. You know, was your mama. You know, you was like, nah, she corny. You know, she this. You know, like a jokes, whatever. And I was nervous as hell. But I can remember we was in Germany, and I was home before I had went, and it was something in storage you needed out of storage, and I met her at the storage. Now I know her. I knew of her. I never like met her. I kind of like saw her in passing.
You ain't met her before that?
No, I don't think I ever met your mom before that.
Before the storage?
No, I don't believe so. No.
Had to be.
No.
Because that's when you came over there.
Yeah.
But you met her. Remember when me and Jeremiah had came home for Christmas?
At the bus thing?
At the airport. You had met me at the airport.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you met her.
Yeah, okay, well, yeah.
I was about to say, hold on.
Well, that, it was like, even then, you know, she wasn't this robot that everybody proclaimed her to be. She was cool, you know, but it was, I think it was till that time was, I was coming over to Germany.
Yeah.
And you was like, oh, you got everything you got? I said, yeah. And she was like, oh, how was it? I said, oh, she tried to give me this jacket. And he was like, what jacket? And I was like some leather jacket. She was like, here, it's real cold over there. You gonna need it. And he was like, it was the motorcycle jacket. I was like, she was like, oh, she like you because she love that jacket. She might just get that jacket to anybody. So that made me feel good. You know what I'm saying? And along the way, it was just certain things that even you warming my heart, and it made me feel like I was supposed to be there. I could remember, when I just came home and on our first date, I remember that day like it was yesterday. It was just so right. Like, I ain't had nothing. You know what I'm saying? And you just made sure I knew that you had me and we got each other. You know, but yeah, it's just so many different things I can think of. I could just go down a laundry list of things where I just knew, even when I came to Germany, how you just, I was introduced to everybody. You made sure, I tasted all the good donor plates.
Different German food.
Yeah, and I can remember telling you every day before you came, I'm like, hey, babe, give me one of them plates on the way home. You know what I'm saying? Even like in terms of friends, I can tell that, they knew about me. You talked about me a lot, and I meant a lot to you. And those are the little things I think about when times are hard. It gets the hardest. I'm like, what am I doing? What are we doing? Is it even worth it? And the question is absolutely, because what it took for y'all to get to this point. You should have gave up in the beginning because that was harder. When you had nothing, or when she struggled, she almost lost her job, or whatever the situation is. That was a giving up moment. But right now, like, it's easy, and you don't realize that it's easy because you have to get out of your own way.
Yeah, because you still have those arguments, the
Absolutely.
big arguments, the
Yeah.
small arguments, the petty
I
arguments.
think arguments are good, actually.
I think they're good too if you know how to do it healthy and have a healthy argument, because it's hard for me. I could forgive people easy, but it's hard for me to forget. And it be like the small things that you say when we argue that kind of like cut deep, and I hold on to it longer than I should, and it don't be that serious, but it be like one or two words that you said, and I know sometimes you don't mean them, but you say them because they hurt, or that it'll be a little dagger, and those words are what stick. It don't matter how many I'm sorry, I apologize, I love you, you ain't never going nowhere. It don't matter how many times you say that. It's that one, two little words that was said because you had an immature argument or a hurtful or an emotional argument that sticks.
So what about
they are arguing is productive.
It's very productive.
But
I mean, I was gonna ask
healthy arguing.
I was gonna ask when it's not healthy, do you think those are the moments that you kind of like cling to, or like, oh, he meant that?
Sometimes.
Okay.
You said when it's not healthy?
Yeah, when it's not healthy.
Sometimes, and you kind of create a narrative in your head. I remember one time we argued, and I was like, I feel like you only with me because I was the better choice. And you were just like, we just was going back and forth. And I know we had made up, obviously, because we're here today, but I created a narrative in my head, and I kind of like put it in the back of my mind, like, because you didn't say, no, I didn't. You just was mad too, and we just was arguing to get at each other. And then, like I said, I created this narrative, and then I was just like, it was in the back of my mind the whole time, like from that day on. And it was like changing little stuff that I was doing for you around the house and stuff like that. when it came to like sex and stuff like that. Um, and then one day we had a talk, like we always do. We always talk, and you brought it up. You was like, you remember that time you said you were the better choice when we were arguing. That's the only reason why I chose you. And I was like, yeah. All aggressive. He was like, that ain't true, man. Like, you were the better choice. You were. You know what I mean? But it wasn't like that narrative that you're creating in your mind that is making you angry when you think of it that way. And then you went into detail about it, and then that made me feel better. And now the narrative is different. You know what I mean? So you saying, yeah, I chose you as the better choice isn't negative. It's positive now because I know the story behind the choice that was made. So, yes.
In the beginning of our relationship, what are some moments that stick out to you in terms of that warms your heart in terms of memories?
When you seen Jeremiah for the first time at the airport, he was 6 months old, and we come. I know my baby. He was stuck to me. He clingy. He's spoiled. And we get off. We came off the plane. We walking through Jacksonville International Airport, and you hug me, boom, and then you seen him like y'all met for the first time. And it's warming my heart right now. I'm kind of getting emotional because he was just like, he looked at you. And I know my baby, like he wasn't a friendly baby. He's not the friendly baby that the friendly Jeremiah today. I don't know why both of them, Jeremiah and Marley, both were some mean babies at first, but they end up opening up. But he was like looking like, man, who this dude is? And then you reached for him and he went. I think the only person, it was a few people that Jeremiah went to when they reached for them. And there was the women that I grew up with, the women that I met in Germany because they was there the entire time through the birth, through the pregnancy, through the birth, through everything, right? And he you reached for him and he went, and then he was so heavy I was ready he would get off me, go behind, but he went. He was 6 months old and he went to you, and y'all had y'all moment, like you introduced yourself. I'm daddy, you know what I'm saying? And y'all had y'all moment or whatever, and y'all rocked ever since. Ever since he was like attached to you. And then I remember your brother, baby mama, I don't want to say no names or anything like that. She had allowed us to come to the house and stuff, and because we was watching her girls for her that weekend. And we all was at the house, and you just sent that picture in our little group chat this morning, and he was so attached to you, like y'all was literally sleeping in the bed together, like he was attached to you, like it was like you needed him and he needed you. Like a lot of people don't know you and Jeremiah's background when it comes to y'all relationship. If you know, you know what I'm saying. We don't have to go into detail about that, but you needed him and he needed you, and it's like y'all bonded, and it was just amazing. I remember that day like it was yesterday, and I was just like, yeah, he it. This is it. My baby ain't never respond to nobody like that, so I was just like, so
yeah. It's even like now, like when I look at him, you know, I can just be raising hell throughout the house or whatever. You know, I can look at him and he'll look at me and be like, what's up? And he'll laugh. He'll like, Daddy, you be so serious.
Oh, yeah. He said, Daddy, you be.
You know what I'm saying? And it's the understanding, you know what I'm saying, with him. You know, and I think when Marley came, I think I knew then I didn't want no more kids, because I think if we I felt like we were complete.
Because now we have Marley together.
Now Marley as a baby, you almost felt like the message he was sending was, there's not another baby that's gonna
Yeah,
come
I'm
inside.
in. I'm in.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he did not play about Jeremiah.
Yeah.
I don't care if we bring a baby around there for Jeremiah. Them to play with. Marley would be like, this is my brother's toys. You're not playing with his toys. This is my stuff. I remember one time he woke up from a nap and one of your friends, well, our friends had their child over there and they were sitting at their table,
The daughter,
the little
yeah,
table,
the
eating
daughter.
a snack. Marley woke up, he walked in the room, he looked over like, what is she doing at our table? He went over there to get her up out there seat. Like, no, you can't sit here.
Ah,
This is our table. And I was like,
yeah.
Marley, it's okay. He was like, no, it's our table. I was like, so I mean,
Yeah.
Marley like made like it even like now. Marley isn't that mean baby no more. Marley is just warmth, and he is just such a mixture of everybody. And it's
That's a
like
good
he
word.
keep everybody together. You know, I don't care what type of ups and downs him and Jeremiah got. He got his brother back. I don't care what we going through. He always makes sure everybody go. I don't care, you know. But his mama, his girl. You know, it's like he know his mama like Jeremiah know me. But at the end of the day, Marley knows everybody. Like Marley will come in and say, I think Jeremiah don't feel good. Daddy, are you okay?
Yeah.
Mom, what's up? What you doing? You just in the room by yourself. That's Marley, and he kind of like completed the whole house. So when Marley is off, everybody know Marley off.
Yeah.
So if Marley ain't feeling good, Jeremiah like, I think something up. Marley, he ain't wake up this morning.
Because he be the first one up. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He like, hey, listen, Jeremiah, I'm gonna talk to mom. Make sure we get some. She cooked some breakfast for this weekend. You know, whenever they want to go something, be adventurous. Marley's the one to say, hey, listen, you know, daddy, mom.
Hold on, real quick, babe. Shout out to my auntie, man. I forgot. So she made these cups, guys. I can't remember the price. I don't know. She said $10 or $20. But shout out to her, man. The little tumblers. Hey, put your order in. Go to her Facebook page. Her name Veronica Moore. Go to her Facebook page, man. Go and get you a cup for the low. And to keep your drink cold. My bad, but go ahead.
But yeah, I mean, even when it comes to like their relationship and keeping stuff together, he is that when it comes to them. So I feel like Marley just made their relationship made our family just complete in terms of everybody, because I don't think Jeremiah is the only child. I think you would have been kind of like left on the outside a little bit, because me and Jeremiah relationship, but Marley came and just completed everything. He just such a great mixture of everybody.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean?
So for you, what was some of the memories at the beginning that you cherish the most?
I think the time that I feel like that I cherish most was when we lived in Texas. It was just us.
El Paso.
Germany was good, but I think Germany was it was almost like it wasn't real in terms of the real problems, because Germany is like a whole nother situation. Like, you're over there by yourself, but everything's kind of like there. A lot of time we spent together because it was cold. You know, the weather was just bad. You know what I'm saying? But Texas was when the road hit the pavement, because I had to get out, I had to work. You had to understand different things I had to go through in terms of who I was. Same thing with you. You had to deal with a lot of stuff in terms of the military. We had Marley. A lot of people don't know we struggled in Texas in the beginning.
Yeah.
And I think that was probably like maybe the beginning of should we stay or should we go?
Yeah, that little private PFC specialist, they weren't it.
You know what I'm saying?
For 4 people.
4 people. And I think that grew us up a lot. That's why I say, like, in marriage, when you feel like you hit its worst point, it can get worse. So I think in Texas was like the most times I cherished the most, because it was bad. Then it got good.
Real good.
You know, we purchased our first home. We
You
was
started
going
the
out on
business.
dates. We started a business. We made our, you know, first big purchase of a car. Um, it was just so much. You know, it started off bad, but we persevered and we just fought through it. And that was a what 3 year span,
3, 4.
3 4 year span, and the light started showing at 4 the last year. You know, and then after that, your mom passed, and I think those 3 years prepared us for that moment. You know what I'm saying? And here we are today. I think that's the time I cherish. I think the most it was Texas, because I feel like Germany, when you was coming back and forth to Jacksonville, you know, that really kind of like that. Well, that wasn't really reality. You know, the textbook note taking stuff. You know, I feel like we was doing a lot of dating. You know, in the beginning,
Yeah.
because it was fun. You know what I'm saying? But it really wasn't like reality.
You ain't really go through like the real marriage stuff.
No.
You know how people say, you get married and then you have the wedding and then there's the marriage. In Germany, you didn't have the marriage part of it.
Yeah.
You just was married.
Yeah.
So I understand what you mean. Yeah, because we grew a lot. In Texas, we grew, we developed, we progressed. It was a lot. It was. We had really, really, really bad like arguments and stuff like that. Um, I mean, we used to say, "Hey, don't ever say divorce." I think we divorce each other.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah, we divorced about 30 times.
Every day. Hey, I'm divorced. I want to divorce. I want to divorce. But we got through it. You know, we grew. We persevered.
And I think in terms of me, I definitely grew as a man, because I'm a guy that usually feel like I can fix it. I'm a fixer. If anybody needs something fixed, anybody got a question about anything, any advice about anything, they can call me. And I'm always the type of person that want to keep my face clean in a lot of situations. And I can remember, and throughout our marriage, just a lot of times I didn't have the answer for a lot of things, and it bothered me, you know. But I just kept trying. I kept trying. You know. And I think the biggest challenge I had, and I don't think a lot of people know this, was early on in a relationship. I felt like it was some infidelity on my side that happened, and it was really me trying to be perfect and trying to fix something. I fucks a lot of shit up because, you know, your mom passed and I was trying to help you deal with that, surprisingly, you know, and it led to infidelity, because what I was trying to do was, you know, get advice from somebody that, you know, somebody that I didn't really feel like Dan felt a certain type of way about me. But then I realized after a while, you know, it was a snake in the grass. And what I really should have done was, you know, ask you, talk to you better, more, versus me telling you how to deal with a situation. Because it wasn't my situation to have, that was yours. And I should have just had that conversation with you. And that was the most painful part of our marriage, I personally believe. You know, I think it was more painful than actually seeing your mother in that casket. It was painful to see you hurt. Like, it was very painful to see you hurt because, you know, you didn't understand what the fuck it was, and it really wasn't nothing, but it was something to me. And took me a while to forgive myself about it, and it took a while for me to reclaim your trust, because, you know, over time I had to realize and understand I'm not perfect. I'm gonna make mistakes, And it happened in front of our kids. You know, my son saw that, and the one thing I always try to preach to them, I'm imperfect. I'm not a perfect man. You know, but it was a situation I grew from. You know, even though nothing happened, something happened because, you know, I had that door open for somebody to come in and at least take a peek around.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it shouldn't have happened like that. But like I say, in marriage, you grow from situations like that. And I tried to blame you. Hey, you wasn't talking to me. You know, I felt like we was on the way to divorce and all that. Because it was a lot of things that were said, but I did not have the right to bring more fuel to the fire.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Versus trying to figure out how to put it out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think if you're in year 1, year 2, year 5, year 6, I don't care where you are, know that you're going to make mistakes. You're not perfect. You're going to go through what you're going to go through. But the biggest thing is figuring out together. And one thing I can say is just like any other situation, you grab my hand and say, hey, listen, you know, we going to get through this.
Kudos to you, babe, to even be able to bring that up. Because I know that was a very trying time in our marriage, and I was hurt, and I do realize you were hurt as well. So kudos to you for being able to admit you're wrong in that and take accountability for that. Like kudos, man, because I know how you. I know you like for people to see you in a certain light, and for you to even mention that here today, kudos.
Oh, absolutely,
Kudos.
absolutely. Because at the end of the day, it's like, you know, I don't sulk over it like I used to, but it happened.
It did.
And it shouldn't have happened.
Yeah,
You know
and but it was a part of our story. It's a part of our story. It's a part of our progression. It's a part of where we are today in our marriage. And like you said, it wasn't like nothing intimate or anything sexual or anything like that. It just was. It was an emotional attachment that you felt like you couldn't be honest about. That's it. That's all it was.
It really was
So,
that.
yeah. So kudos.
And I think that brings up another point of communication in terms of marriage. Like, now I know it ain't nothing we can't talk about. Like, you know everything. And nothing comes before you. God, you. Nothing comes before you. Because at the end of the day, it's like, when you, if you, I remember, you know, now that I'm working, you know, in the private sector, if you say, hey, babe, I want to go out to eat tonight, tomorrow, you know, whatever, and I got to work, okay, I'm calling in.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And I remember, you know, because everywhere I go, I'm good.
Yeah, I got to work.
They want to push me to the top. But they had to realize quick, when it come to you, oh, it ain't no question. You know, it's like, hey, hey, I'm not coming in tomorrow. Wow, what's going on? We need you. Yeah, my wife want to go out. What?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Same with me too. I guess now because I got a little wrinkle on my chest or whatever. You be like, babe, let's meet for lunch. Babe, I want to go on a date tonight. Babe, let's go to brunch. And I don't care. I will leave work. I will be late. I tell them I got an appointment in Quitness. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? So it's always you over everybody else. That's how it's supposed to be. But we had to get there because I used to be like, I can't be late for work. And we done got into a little argument or whatever, and I'm trying to get to work on time, and I'm stressed out. I'm about to be late for this. I'm like work first. Work. This is my check. This is where my money coming from. I got to be on time. I got to do this. I got to do that. But you have to realize that whether you die today or tomorrow, them people gonna find another.
Oh, absolutely.
They're gonna put somebody else on that spot. You got a PCS. You got an ETS out the Army. They're gonna put somebody else in your seat. You're replaceable, baby.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
And that's where priorities fall in terms of marriage and relationships.
Mm-hmm.
What really matters. I literally seen people just stop.
Mm-hmm.
They're here today, going tomorrow, and I think about what was the last 7 days like.
Mm, yeah.
What did they prioritize?
Mm-hmm.
Was they able to tell everybody they love them? Did they spend time with everybody? Like it's times where I tell everybody in this house, turn everything off, unplug. Let's go sit in the living room
And watch a movie.
and just watch a movie.
Yeah.
And they never end up watching the movie. They always want to do crazy stuff, but next thing you know, they playing with each other.
Yeah.
They tripping out with each other. They doing this. They asking us stupid questions. They all up on us. They doing everything, but that's important. Because you're like, for one, you just never know, and for two, the biggest thing that matters is the memories.
The memories.
And that's what I took from these 10 years is the memories of what got us to this point. And like I said on that status today, the good, the bad, the really bad, but we're here.
Yeah.
And it's been more good memories than bad.
Definitely.
Definitely.
Yeah. The pros definitely outweigh the cons in the situation.
So if given opportunity, if you had to do it all over again, would you do it?
Oh, most definitely.
With me?
Of course. What you mean?
I know you like, no, actually.
Ray round the corner.
Yeah, Ray.
But of course, I don't regret any decision that I made when it came to us, or that you made, or that I followed, because we're here, and everything that we went through got us here today. So, self-reflection on the last 10 years.
10 years.
10 years, man.
Yeah.
Lifetime ago.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
That's it.
You gonna do it right this time?
So that's all we got. 10-year anniversary. Hey man, keep pushing no matter what.
Get through it.
It's worth it.
It is. It's worth it. Hit them vocals.
Man, that was good.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. And hit that little bell.